After Paddy absolutely dominated Michael Chandler at UFC 314, we now know that Paddy Pimblett is a legitimate title contender. And we now know Paddy Pimblett is much better than people made him out to be. Now, I have been a fan of Paddy Pimblett ever since he entered the UFC. And every time he fights, people say the exact same thing. That Paddy Pimblett is a hype train and he's about to get derailed. But after 7 fights in the UFC, he is still undefeated in the UFC. And to be honest, he has won most of his fights in a dominant fashion almost every time since entering the UFC in 2021. The only fight I really remember him struggling on was the Jared Gordon fight, but he still won by decision. He dominated Tony Ferguson, Bobby Green, and now Michael Chandler. And with his most recent and very dominant performance over Michael Chandler at UFC 314, it is clear that he is extremely skilled. The only people who have ever dominated Michael Chandler like this, in a similar fashion, are Dustin Poirier and Charles Oliveira. Chandler's other losses came from decisions. And even in those fights where Michael Chandler lost, he did not get beat down as badly as Paddy Pimblett beat him down last Saturday night. Now, keep in mind, I love Michael Chandler. He seems like an amazing fighter, and he seems like an incredible dude outside the octagon. And he is a fighter's fighter. Anytime you see him on a card, you know he's going to put on a show, whether he wins or whether he loses. You know there's going to be some sort of entertainment factor there. And if Paddy Pimblett can dominate someone like Michael Chandler in the fashion that he did, the other top contenders should be on notice. And people often criticize the quality of Paddy's opponents like Chandler, Bobby Green, Tony Ferguson, and Jared Gordon. But those are all tough fights. Now, keep in mind, they're definitely not the hardest fights in the division, but when you take an actual, real look at his opponents, Michael Chandler has only lost to top-ranked guys, Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and Charles Oliveira. Bobby Green, when we look at him, it's the same thing, only recently losing to top-ranked guys and really good fighters, like Mauricio Rufy, Paddy Pimblett. Tony Ferguson was on a big skid, but still at the top of the division when that fight took place, but he clearly wasn't the same Tony he was before his injury. When you look at Jared Gordon's record, he also really only loses to guys who are really good. But Paddy Pimblett is climbing the ranks the right way, and his fights and the quality of his opponents has only increased in difficulty with each fight. And when you look at his record, you could definitely see that. It started in 2021 with Vendaramini. I hope I pronounced that right. I probably didn't. Then to Vargas, then to Levitt, then to Gordon, then to Tony Ferguson, and then to Bobby Green. And Paddy Pimblett has earned his way to the top of this division, where he can make bold callouts, like he did after winning at UFC 314. Where he called out a list of opponents that included Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, and I believe he even called out Arman Tsarukyan. And to be honest, any one of these fights is a great fight for Paddy on his way to the title. Now, I like Paddy Pimblett, I really, really do. I like him as his fighting skill, I like him as a person, I like how he is cocky and confident in himself, and he should be. He has incredible fighting skill. And he is an extremely great and well-rounded fighter. He can strike, he can grapple, and he is now a top contender. Now, let's ask the question, is Paddy Pimblett ready for a title shot? If Paddy Pimblett had to step into the ring with Islam Makhachev tomorrow, I do think Paddy would have the best chance of anybody that has faced Islam so far. Paddy, in my opinion, is a new breed of fighter, which is this young fighter that is extremely well-rounded in everything and can mix it up, and nothing is lacking, similar to Ilia Topuria. But do I think Paddy Pimblett should fight for a title next? I'm gonna say no, but I wouldn't be mad if it actually happens. Me personally, I would like to see Paddy Pimblett win one more time against a top-ranked guy, someone in the top 5. And keep in mind, he has worked very hard to get to this position to be able to call someone out in the top 5. The lightweight division is filled with killers, and if you look at the top 10, you realize just how hard it is to get to where Paddy Pimblett is right now. And I would like to see him fight someone in the top 5. That way, he can be that much sharper when he actually fights for a title. And honestly, I think Charles Oliveira is the perfect fight for him. I think Charles is the hardest stylistically. because Charles Oliveira, like Paddy Pimblett, is also a phenomenal grappler. And if Paddy has to face someone with the same main skill as him, that would be interesting to see. Ilya will probably be getting a title shot next, I'm assuming. That would be a big fight to make, but if him and Paddy want to fight, that works as well. You also have Arman Tsarukyan, who is the #1 contender in the lightweight division. And keep in mind, maybe the rankings changed today. But at the time I scripted this video, he was the #1 contender. But if you remember, he had to pull out of his fight with Islam Makhachev because he was injured, and the UFC said that he would have to work his way back to a title shot. And in my second opinion, I think Paddy Pimblett could and probably should fight Arman Tsarukyan. I also think this is a big fight to make, and I also think it would be a great fight to see. Both of them are this new breed of fighter, this young, hungry fighter who is extremely well-rounded, who can strike, who can grapple, who can wrestle. So, yeah. But Paddy Pimblett is an incredible fighter, and people give him trash all the time. But when you go back and you watch his fights, from that first fight in 2021, you could see that he gets better each and every single time he steps in the octagon. He evolves as a fighter. He gets better in every department, not just one. And whether Paddy wins a title or not, I think he will be a fan favorite in the UFC, and I think he will be here for many years to come. Anyways, thank you all. I appreciate your time. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help the channel grow. Also, it is my goal to hit 10,000 subscribers by June, so if you'd like to help me out with that, I'd appreciate it. Also, if there's any way I could improve the videos, please let me know down in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate any feedback. Anyways, thank you, love you, and see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.